and you're watching #Truth.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to #Truth. Tonight, we have breaking news. As this last Saturday, there was a belt that was obtained at USA Main Event Wrestling by members of EWF, and it was taken back to EWF headquarters. Here to tell us some about it is Jimmy Two Times. What you got to say, Jimmy? What's going on, man? What happened?
Jimmy Two Times has got this to say first, Scott Larson. You need to shut your mouth, okay? You sit up there and you have the same problem as the EWF has, okay? I know you're the president of the EWF fan club, which stands for Egotistical Wrestling Fools, and you're nothing but an egotistical wrestling fool leader to be even mentioning the fact that they came in and disrespected this business. I'll tell you what happened. A lot of things happened at Labor Pains at USA Main Event. The first thing that happened was Jimmy Two Times can't wrestle at USA Main Event anymore because of the stupid man scout, Jake Manning, costing him a loser leave town match. But that's not what's important. What's important is you EWF fools came into this house, a house that I spent 25 years spilling blood, sweat, and beers in night after night, and you took something that belonged to USA Main Event. That's the big problem. I've got a lot of respect for this business, but you and your fools and all your people at the Egotistical Wrestling Federation and those unbookables came in here and did the unthinkable. That's my problem, Scott Larson.
Jimmy, I got a question. Are you having labor pains?
Labor pains? I'll tell you what, why don't you take a look in the mirror and ask which one of us is having labor pains. I'm the best looking thing that ever came out of USA Main Event. I'm the best looking thing that they've ever seen at the EWF show. And let me tell you this, whenever all you egotistical fools get together, you couldn't be half the man that Jimmy Two Times is.
So explain to me, Detective Jimmy Two Times, how did this belt get taken? Did these guys just walk in, grab the belt, and walk out? What exactly happened?
No, it didn't happen like that. I'll tell you what. I've got zero respect for the Governor Matt Burton, but he is the commissioner of USA Main Event Wrestling. I don't like the guy. I think he's a punk, but he came in and he booked Boomer Payne in a match. And he promised the fans at USA Main Event that every belt would be on the line, including the North Carolina Championship. I'll tell you who to blame is. Hurricane Dorian is to blame because Johnny Bahama couldn't fly in because of the hurricane. He couldn't show up to wrestle. We promised the fans that every belt would be on the line. So Governor Matthew Burton made one of the most brutal, stupid decisions in his career. He told Boomer Payne that he could wrestle for the belt against another unbookable Eric Anton. And let me tell you what. Eric Anton spanked Boomer Payne like a 4-year-old in Walmart from ring post to ring post all night long. I don't think Boomer Payne hit a move all night. Eric beat him down like a dog in the ring and then took the belt. And I thought Eric Anton was going to do the right thing. He's been in this business 25 years, just like Jimmy Two Times. But he didn't. He took the belt, and him and Boomer Payne left together back to the Egotistical Wrestling Fools, and they took the USA Main Event belt with them. Now listen, I'll pull out a chain out of my pocket, and I'll pop you in the head, Scott Larson. I'll pop Derek Driver. I'll pop anybody at the Extreme Wrestling Fools, but I'll tell you this for sure. I respected Boomer Payne. I respected Eric Anton, but they lost that respect. The second they broke territorial lines, they come into this house, they steal the North Carolina Championship, and they take it off. Big problems coming EWF's way.
So let me get this straight. You trusted not one, but two unbookables to be in the ring at the same time over one belt, and you trusted that. You trusted that they were going to come in fight each other, and nothing was going to be done after that? We're talking the unbookables here.
Well, they're not unbookable for no reason. I'll tell you what. After that, I talked to the Governor, Matt Burton. I talked to the council. I talked to everybody on the board of directors at USA Main Event. Until we get that belt back, nobody from the Extreme Wrestling Fools, nobody from the Unbookables is setting foot inside the city of Lincolnton, North Carolina. It is not going to happen. And I'll tell you what, it's not just me that said that. The man that put me out of USA Main Event was the thoroughbred Braden Marshall. He came up from Texas. He and I have been working matches for the last few months, and we broke it out into a loser leave town. And yeah, I lost that match because of Jake Manning. But I'll tell you what, Scott, as much as I hate him, as much as he smells like a pile of cow dung from Texas, as much as I hate his hat, as much as I hate his tattoos, as much as I hate flannel, I invited him here today to be a part of this because as much as I don't like this man, he's down for his promotion, he's down for USA Main Event, and he understands what it means to be respectable. So come here, Braden Marshall, and listen, don't get too close to me because I still don't like the way you smell. God, have you ever seen so much flannel in your life? Looks like a bedspread.
So how are you doing, Mr. Braden?
You know, I'm doing all right, Scott. I appreciate you having me on.
So Jimmy Two Times seems to have his panties in a wad because something was taken from
Jimmy
the
Two
USA.
Times doesn't wear panties. Jimmy Two Times wears boxer briefs, and don't you forget it. And if you doubt it, then you need to look back at the pictures on Instagram. All the girls are posting of Jimmy Two Times in his boxer briefs.
Jimmy Two Times has had his panties in a wad for a long time.
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you what, for the first time ever, it seems like he's actually got reason to do it. Boomer Payne and Eric Anton disrespected us, disrespected USA Main Event, and disrespected this business.
So let me impose the same question to you that I did to Jimmy, and Jimmy just danced around it like a polka dancer.
I don't dance.
You seriously trusted two unbookables to get into the ring and wrestle for a title, and you guys didn't have security on that title at all times? I mean, we're talking the biggest faction in North Carolina. We're talking the bad boys of North Carolina. And you two trusted that it was just going to be a fight, that they were just going to, knock each other's brains out. These two go up and down the road together every day. These two eat the same meals every day. They go to each other's birthday parties for their families. And you expected them two to go in there and beat each other's brains out and not walk away with anything?
Well, I'll tell you what, I expected two veterans to have a little bit more respect for this business.
And you know,
Robert Veen said, "Who wears a tuxedo to a podcast interview?"
They're scattered, smothered, covered, topped, chopped, diced, and chunked hash browns, and it was probably Boomer Payne.
Robert Veen wants to tell you, man, who wears a tuxedo to a podcast interview, you schmuck?
Yeah, I'm looking at your picture right now, holding up that muscle like it's falling off an old lady's body. The best thing you can do is go back to your public housing project and find out where your trailer park trash grandmama is.
So Braden, whose idea was this to get together to form this alliance that you two are forming now? Did Jimmy Two Times come to you, or did you come to Jimmy Two Times?
Jimmy Two Times reached out to me. We've been going to war for months now. But I'll tell you what, the one thing that we have in common, and it is the one thing, is a love for this business and for USA Main Event. So when someone comes into this house and disrespects it, the enemy of my enemy sometimes might have to be my ally.
So what's going to be the next step? Because I'm pretty sure that Boomer and Eric and all the Unbookables are too smart to just come back to USA Main Event with the belt. So you guys are going to have to travel to Forest City. Is it just going to be you and Jimmy? What do you think you two can take on all 5 of the Unbookables?
Oh, are there 5 Unbookables? I thought there were.
Well, there's actually 7.
Yeah, I
But
thought
two-
there were 7 unbookables. And if you
There's
skim it back
7,
there, it
but
looks
2 of
like
them right
30.
now have injuries, so they're on the shelf at the moment. So there are 5 that will be there to uphold the unbookable stature, if I could say it like that. Now,
Okay,
I'm
and I'll
not
tell you
one that
what, the
loved the
unbookables-
unbookables. Now, I'm not
Guys,
one that
shut your
loved the
mouth and let me
unbookables.
talk.
You will never hear me hurrah the unbookables, but let me tell you something, Jimmy. This is one time where I have to say, as the EWF fan club president, this is awesome. You guys are going to have to come get it. You guys are going to have to come to our backyard now. And that's not easy because EWF is where the big boys play. And
Yeah, when you
USA
say
Main
big
Event
boys,
found
you're
that
exactly
out.
right. Look at the unbookables. They look like an overweight girls softball team who couldn't make it in the Triple AAU league. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is, yeah, we're coming. We're coming to EWF, and I'll tell you what, we're coming this weekend to Hollyotsko. We're not going to start anything there because we've got too much respect for Gene, Ref, and Perry and all of the good work that he's done with this tournament over the years. But we're coming. It's not just going to be the thoroughbred Braden Marshall and Jimmy 2 times. We're going to bring a whole bunch more guys with us, and it's going to be a whole lot more than those 5 useless unbookables. Now, I don't know what's going to happen at that show, and quite honestly, I don't care what's going to happen at that show. But what I can tell you is we're going to represent USA Main Event. We're going to come back, and eventually, and I don't care how long, if it takes a year, it takes 2 years, it takes 5 years, it takes until Scott Larson becomes the heavyweight champion. We're going to get our North Carolina championship belt back from EWF. Isn't that right, Braden Marshall?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if it's 2 unbookables, 5 unbookables, or 7 unbookables. You came in here, you disrespected us, and I guarantee that if we have to go to EWF, if we have to go back to Texas or up to New York where Jimmy's from, we're getting that belt and we're bringing it back to USA Main Event.
One of EWF's greatest fans, beside me, says they don't know how to find Forest City, much less their way out of a paper bag. What do you have to say about that?
You know, the best thing that ever came out of Forest City was any road leaving Forest City, because that's where all the rednecks stay. All we do is we go into Forest City, we look around, we blink our eyes, we miss the one caution light in the entire town. I'll tell you, Forest City, your entire high school system had to put in AstroTurf to keep the cheerleaders from grazing after the games. We're thrilled to get in there as quick as we can and get the heck out.
He said, "It's our title now, sucker." And these are fans. This isn't even Boomer Payne or any of the unbookables. These are fans saying it's our title now. Wow.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts, and we'll see with the EWF World Heavyweight Championship title or one of the EWF tag titles comes to the USA Main Event. We'll see if you rednecks in Forest City can find Lincoln to North Carolina, the greatest place on earth.
Now, Braden, I'm going to ask you this question because I think he'll break a blood vessel on his forehead if I ask Jimmy 2 times this. Jimmy 2 times is over there saying that these are a bunch of fat rednecks that came in that took this belt from USA Main Event. These are all, grandmammies, this and that. What does that say about USA Main Event, that these guys that you guys are saying are no good, that are, fat and nasty, came into your backyard and took one of your premier titles and shipped it right back over to EWF?
Well, like I said, we frankly made a mistake. All right, we brought the guys in thinking the 2 veterans of this business would have a little bit more respect than apparently they did. So we're gonna have to go to EWF and we're gonna have to go over there and teach them some respect and get that belt back and do whatever it takes to show that USA Main Event is the premier wrestling federation around here.
So there's where you went wrong, man. You could have came to the EWF fan club president and I could have told you, first of all, respect and the unbookables in the same sentence. You got to be out of your mind. You have seriously got to be out of your mind. These guys take
what
what
out
they
of your mind is, Scott Larson. Out of your mind is when I show up at your studio and I start smacking EWF fans starting with the fan club president and working my way down to the lowest unbookable. Now, I have a lot of respect for a lot of the talent of your organization. I have a lot of respect. I had a lot of respect for Joey Godfrey. But I'll tell you what, with each passing moment, that respect is dripping away. Because I know what this business is all about. I've been at it my whole life. You respect veterans. You don't come into other people's territories and strip their belts out of their title holders' hands. You don't do it. Even if you have the opportunity, you don't do it. The unbookables, we're coming. In fact, I'm done with you, Scott Larson. I'm done with this interview. I'm done with the unbookables. I'm done with the Egotistical Wrestling Federation. I'm done with Forest City. You guys can all kiss my, you know what you can kiss, and I'll see you later.
Well, Braden, now that we've got now that we got him out of the room, and we can speak to somebody who has some intelligence.
I think he's going to have an aneurysm.
I think he already has. I think he's going back there to take some Geritol and some medicine, man. That's just me, but but seriously, man, how could you? First of all, in order for that to be a title match, that means one of them held the title. That was your first mistake. And the second mistake is you put two unbookables in the ring together, and that spells disaster. You invited two unbookables to your show. I mean, one you might get away with, hey, you can blame one. But when two come in, that's a two-headed dragon that's coming into your backyard. You had to have known that something was gonna happen. They just weren't gonna walk in and walk out. They are the unbookables.
I guess I had my suspicions, but I trusted the governor. Matt has done a fantastic job with USA Main Event. Thus far, hasn't steered this promotion wrong since he's been at the helm. And if he says, hey, we're going to book these guys, or we're going to bring this guy in, or this guy's getting a title shot, I trust him. I trusted him to make the right call. And at the end of the day, I was let down.
No doubt. So you said that you guys are going to show up at Haliatsko Memorial Cup just as a visual, just to let the unbookables know that you're not scared, that you will come in their backyard. Do you have a clue of who's coming with you? Who's going to be at your side going into Forest City? Do you know?
We're bringing several guys from USA Main Event. It'll be a militia, if you will. We'll see who shows up, and we're going there really to show the unbookables that we're not afraid to be on their turf, but also out of respect for Gene Perry. And because of that, we will respect that tournament, respect that event. But we need to let the unbookables know and let the EWF know that we're not afraid of them. We're not afraid of being in Forest City and taking the fight to them.
Wow. So let me see. Let me ask you this, because I have to ask you this as an EWF fan. What do you get out of this? If you guys do get the belt and return it, what do you get out of this? I mean, you're not doing this just because you love USA Main Event that much, right? I mean, you got to be getting something out of this. A shot at the title. I mean, nobody does anything for free.
I'm doing this because I love this business. And at the end of the day, we were disrespected. This business, more importantly, was disrespected. And I'm doing this because I love this business. And I feel like we got to do what's right for this industry, for this business. And the unbookables kind of broke that unwritten code.
So what would happen if one of the unbookables were to, let's say, slide you a little bit of greenback before this Haliatsko Memorial Cup? Would you be a no-show?
Absolutely not. It's not about a few dollars or whatever they got in their pocket. Like I said, it's about the respect of this business. It's about the way that I came up in this business, the respect that I have for Chad Scott, for Matt Burton, for the guys that put USA Main Event on the map. It's the respect of those guys that I'm doing this for. It's not a few dollars or whatever Boomer Payne's got in his brawl.
So let me ask you this: are you guys going to be? Are any of the other title holders going to show up at EWF with you? Are you going to be brave enough to carry a little bit more hardware in the EWF?
I don't think this is about being flashy or carrying the hardware. It's about making a statement, and ultimately getting the hardware back that was taken from us. Scott, I see your other guest is here, and frankly, I don't want to be anywhere near him. So I'll let you guys have the floor.
Uh-oh. Who do we have coming up next?
Scott Larson!
Oh
my God!
It is none other than Luscious Lenny Lips.
Good to see you. How do I look?
You look fabulous.
Do I look beautiful, Scott? Because I wanted to look beautiful for you. You are my favorite podcast host ever. Oh my God, it is sexy Scott Larson. I'm so excited to be on #Truth.
So Luscious, tell me, what do you think about this title being stolen from USA Main Event? Do you have any concerns?
I think it's great, and I'll tell you why. Because when men get upset, men get sweaty, and there's nothing like rolling around on that canvas with a big sweaty man. I'll tell you what, when they spray that hot bod on their bodies, oh my God, Luscious Lenny is in heaven. It is time for some Luscious Lenny Lips time. He doesn't care if it's a USA Main Event. He doesn't care if it's an EWF. He doesn't care where it's at. Luscious Lenny just likes to wrestle the men.
So who is your favorite wrestler to rub up against there, Luscious Lenny? Who is your favorite wrestler that you've got to wrestle so far that you just can't wait to wrestle him again?
Well, I'll tell you, back a few years ago, I was wrestling in Charlotte, and I came up against that handsome young Lodi. And let me tell you, Lodi has got more muscles in places that most men I know don't even have places, Scott, and I think you know what I mean. And I got to rub up against him in several matches, and let me tell you, that is one wrestler that I would like to rub up against again and again and again. And then when I was done, one more time, he is awesome. So anytime you get to work Lodi, you have worked a real man in the ring.
So should I call you Luscious, Mr. Lips? What do people call you?
You want, Scott, and you can call me on my cell phone if you really want.
Okay.
Oh, you're turning red.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I love it, Scott. You're so sexy.
So Luscious, where did you start wrestling? Where did you come from, first of all?
Originally, Scott, I am from San Francisco. I grew up on Haight-Ashbury, which was a really nice little district. My dad and my other dad decided that I should become a wrestler because I'm obviously a physical specimen. I'm a beautiful man. I'm trans wrestler, so sometimes I wrestle and sometimes I don't. But it's what really makes my appeal. But San Francisco is where all my people come from. All the greatest wrestlers are from there.
So if you're so beautiful, why the mask?
Well, Scott, obviously, if I took off the mask, every woman in that crowd every night would risk losing their man to Luscious Lenny Lips. Because every woman wants to be like him with the perfect hair, okay, and the perfect nails, and the perfect attitude, and the perfect posture. Did you notice my posture? It's perfect. And every woman's man wants to be with me. And turning a whole generation of wrestling fans into Luscious Lenny Lips lovers would be the wrong thing to do. So I wear this mask not for my own protection, Scott, but for your wife's protection.
Oh, I got you. So,
and you're welcome. Yes, you are.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, because you're making me blush, man. I'm just blushing.
That's because you've got rosy red cheeks, Scott, and I noticed I'm one of your biggest fans. I've seen every episode.
So Luscious, let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. Of all the wrestlers there at USA Main Event, who is the guy that Luscious Lenny is going after? Are you looking for belts, or are you just looking to make all the men drool? What is Luscious Lenny all about?
Well, I'll tell you what. belts have nothing to do with Luscious Lenny because Luscious Lenny wears tights and he doesn't need a belt. And besides, they would hide my masculine figure and they, quite frankly, make my butt look a little big when I'm wearing the belt. So I don't care about belts, but let me tell you who I'm after. There is this young wrestler who came out of Lodi's stable. He was trained by Lodi, so he's already muscled up, and he wears that oily body spray. His name is Peterbilt. And whenever you can get Luscious Lenny gets a chance at Peterbilt, you know that I'm going to get him in the ring, and I am going to love all over that man. Oh, my gosh, he's like an Adonis. He shaves his chest, and it's obvious that he does it gingerly and probably one hair at a time. And I can't wait for the time when maybe I get to watch some of that.
So, Luscious, let me ask you a question. One of the EWF fans just brought up another wrestler. Have you ever thought about tag teaming with one BB Naturally?
You know, I have. I thought that would be a fantastic. I thought we would be great together. And maybe not just as a tag team, but maybe as a partnership. You know, I've always looked for more in a tag team partner than just a tag team, Scott. Sometimes I'm just looking for a partner. Just Scotty. I love it, Scott. I love you. And that's the hashtag truth.
So let me ask you this question, Luscious. What do you wear outside of wrestling? What does Luscious Lenny wear outside of wrestling? When you go out with the boys, what does Luscious Lenny wear?
Well, you know, of course I'm going to wear my skinny jeans because Luscious Lenny has basically a model-ready body. And I do a lot of modeling on the side when I'm not Luscious Lenny. A lot of it's hand modeling, but I do a lot of modeling on the side. I wear my skinny jeans, obviously my polo to accentuate what is obviously my mammacious curves. They're mammacious, and it just drives the men crazy. And sometimes I'll wear something a little tight, sometimes a G-string like this one, and sometimes it's just right this way and this way. It's what really, you know, my milkshakes are what bring all the boys to the yard. Boys to the yard. Boys to the yard. It's my milkshakes, and I'm okay with that. So when Luscious Lenny's out and he's not in his character, let me tell you, he is drop dead gorgeous.
I can't even talk.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take your breath away. You know, in my contract, I don't usually get to stand up and bend over, but Scott, since it was the #1 podcast in all of North and South Carolina, I said Scott deserves it. He should have it.
So I can't even talk.
Scott, you are so sexy when you laugh. I'll tell you, just sitting here, it warms the cuckles of my cuckles just to hear you laugh. Oh, I love it. Luscious Lenny, love you, Scott.
Do you wear those to every show? What you just showed the camera?
Absolutely. These are my favorite. You can't have Luscious Lenny lips without having Luscious Lenny's lips. You can read. I have lips, and I have 2 PPs. See, LIPPS. It's lips. Just, you got to have a PP if you're going to have lips. Yes, you know it's true, Scott. Yes, Scott.
Gene Perry, I couldn't agree with you more, buddy. You can't unsee this.
Oh, Gene Perry, I'll tell you. You know, Scott, we talked about men that I would love to get in the ring in a wrestling match. If there was a shirtless Gene Perry anywhere in North Carolina, I would pay extra money to let him wrestle me, to let him just put his arm, just when he checks me, when he rubs his hand up my thighs to make sure I don't have any foreign objects. And I know Gene likes to feel for my foreign objects. Whenever he wrestles me, oh my gosh, it's like I go home that night and my heart flutters all night long. It's like, Gene Perry, Gene Perry, Gene Perry, Gene Perry, and I love it. He's amazing.
I agree, Brandon. I agree.
Oh, Brandon, he's cute. His
So,
picture just popped up on my screen, and let me tell you, he's cute. Oh my God, that blue shirt is definitely not the color with his eyes.
so Joey Godfrey says you're Chase Loveless's boyfriend.
You know, I wrestled Chase Loveless last year, and I got to bend him over and spank his butt in the middle of the match. And When you grind on Chase Lovelace, it's like grinding on a piece of granite. That boy he's just got more moves than X-Lax. I love to watch him, and I would love the opportunity to come up there, and I would show him what my unbookable looks like. You know I would. Scott.
So is there any of the unbookables you would like to wrestle?
Oh, definitely Chase. I would love to wrestle Chase. I think he is just the cutest. And I'll tell you, he's so solid and so built. The other unbookables are fine, but they're just not my type. Chase is young and he's vibrant. And I think that if we were holding hands and we were going through a field of wildflowers together, that it would just be magic.
I saw that wrestling match with you and Chase Lovelace that you're describing, and
yes,
he looked like he was running away. I'm just saying.
Well, at first, Scott, and you'll find this out a little bit later when you wake up in a drenching, pouring hot sweat, thinking about Jimmy Two Times, Luscious Lenny Lips, and all the stars at USA Main Event. You'll realize that at first you may run away, but then you'll run into it, and then you'll run into Luscious Lenny's heart.
Joey Godfrey wants to know, Luscious, have you ran around naked lately?
Have I ran around naked? Well, I'll tell you what. If I was going to run around naked, and yes, I do love to run around naked, it would definitely be in front of Mr. Godfrey. Let me tell you what. He is one of my favorite guys just to look at. Now, I know he's a little sexy, and I know he's a little sassy, but I also know that he has a pink streak in him that would make Luscious Lenny proud. You can just see it. You know, every time I see him, my Joey Dar goes off like, woo, Luscious, and I want to be right there for Joey.
Did you just say that Joey? Did you just say that Joey Godfrey's a growler? Did you just say that Joey Godfrey is a growler?
I didn't say he was a growler, but he may have a few scratch marks on his back from a perfect manicure. That's all I'm saying. Good posture, perfect manicure. It's Joey. Mwah!
Gene Perry asked, why would Joey Godfrey even want to know that?
Well,
everybody wants to know about Luscious Lenny.
In Luscious Lenny's future, and Luscious Lenny loves a three-way as much as any wrestler. It would be Luscious Lenny Lips, Joey Godfrey, and Gene Perry in a three-way dance. And let me tell you, the Lips would get the best of both of them. That is so much sexy in one ring. I'm telling you what, they would put that on The Bachelor.
I think you just broke #truth with all the sexiness you just put in the screen, man.
I'm not sure what that means, but I like it. That's why I have two T's. TT, kiss to Scotty.
So where can we see Luscious Lenny Lips do his thing? Tell me some of the places you're going to be Luscious Lenny in the near future so we can come watch you do your thing.
All right, traditional Southern wrestling. Luscious Lenny Lips loves to wrestle in Corbin, Kentucky. Hazard, Kentucky, and Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. But the next time you can see me local, USA Main Event, October 5th, Overkill, and I am getting my hands on one of the sexiest men in the business, and I can't tell you who it is yet because I promised not to out him as a friend and as a opponent and kind of as a maybe future lover of Luscious Lenny Lips. But I can tell you at Overkill on October 5th, Luscious Lenny Lips is going to give the men all they can handle, going to give the women everything to be jealous about, especially the slim build, the perfect nails, the perfect posture, the two T's, TT, and the lips. Okay? Kiss to Scotty.
Luscious, man, let me tell you, you have made my night. Let me tell you. Jimmy,
honey, I'm gonna make your morning too if you call me.
So, Luscious, what do you think of Jimmy Two Times?
Kiss to Scotty.
So, what do you think of Jimmy Two Times, Luscious?
You know, I have wrestled Jimmy Two Times many times, and I'll just tell you, he's from New York, and not only is he not my type, but he smells funny. And I don't mean smells funny like Braden Marshall smells funny, because Braden Marshall's a friend of mine and he kind of smells like cow poo. But Jimmy Two Times smells like rat poo or New York poo, or like those New York people smell. And I don't know, I'm from San Francisco and those New York people just smell funny. So every time I wrestle him, and I don't always beat him, but I always win, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Kiss to Scotty. It's just one of those things that I like Jimmy Two Times, but he's not my favorite.
So before we go off the air, I've got to ask this. As a friend wanted me to ask you, what kind of cologne does Luscious Lenny Lips wear?
There's only one kind of cologne, Bathroom Polo from the truck stop. Now, I love to go to truck stops because they have the best food there. That's where Luscious Lenny gets all his food, is from the truck stops. So when I go in the truck stops, and they've got some machines in the boys' bathroom, and I can choose either bathroom because I'm trans wrestler. Okay, so I choose the boys' bathroom, and I go in and I put 2 quarters and I hit it, and it hits me with that polo. And oh my God, once you wear the polo, Jimmy doesn't go solo. But I'll tell you what, Lenny does.
Did you hear that, Joey Godfrey? Did you hear that, Joey Godfrey? It's bathroom polo. It's truck stop bathroom polo. So
Only
there's the
truck
answer
stop
to your
bathroom polo
question.
will do. That's the only thing that's good enough for Luscious Lenny Lips. Kiss to Scotty.
I don't know what else to ask you, brother. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. I don't know where to go with this.
I'll tell you what, Scotty, can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead, man.
What's your sign? You look like a Libra. Are you a Libra? Maybe you're a Capricorn. Maybe with Libra rising?
No.
What are you, Scott? I mean, you're so sexy, and you come across with such a man.
Believe it or not, I'm a goat. I'm a goat.
You're a what?
I'm a goat.
You're a goat.
I'm an Aries.
Oh, you're an Aries. I thought you said a goat. I was like, well, I know you're horny like one, but I have no idea you're actually a goat. You're so sexy, Scott. Kiss to Scotty. Keep these lips.
Have you ever been arrested, Luscious Lenny?
I have. I was arrested one time in Albany, Kentucky, for public urination in a car wash. And then when they got me to the jail, they realized they didn't have a cell built for a trans wrestler, so they had to let me go. It was the greatest night ever.
So did you hook up with some good-looking cops that night?
You know, the thing about cops, and oh my God, I love them. There's nothing like a little rough nightstick play with some handcuffs. And I don't mean during the arrest, and I think you know what I mean. Kiss to Scotty. But yes, of course I did. They're amazing. Police officers are the best. And let me tell you what, they've got absolutely the professional tools for the job. And if it's one thing that Luscious Lenny Lips admires, it's a professional.
So I don't even know where to go.
Are you okay, Scotty? Are you having an aneurysm? Because I know a doctor, and his name is Dr. Feelgood, and his name is Luscious Lenny Lips, 2-piece lips. Kiss to Scotty.
So how long have you been wrestling, Mr. Luscious Lenny Lips?
I have been wrestling for 20 years, if you can believe it. I know it's hard to believe without seeing me under the mask, but I look so much younger than I am. I started wrestling when I was 5. So now that I'm 25, I think that I'm really coming into my own. I'm coming into my body. I'm starting to let myself out there more. I'm starting to date. And the more I date, especially those rugged men, the more I feel like I'm a better wrestler for it. And Scotty, you're on the list. You're naughty, Scotty. Yes, you are. Mwah. Kiss to Scotty.
So let me ask you a question. You've wore a mask for 20 years.
I have.
And there's a how do I say this in a question? Lucha Libres wear masks all the time. Do you consider yourself part of the Lucha Libre?
I am definitely not part of the Lucha Libre movement. Just because I was born in California does not make me an illegal immigrant, and I think it's very mean of you to associate me like that. Scotty, I thought more of you. Hold on. TP, taken back, kiss back from Scotty, okay? All right, I am not part of the Lucha Libre movement. I am part of the trans wrestler movement. It's transcendental. It's trans wrestling. It's trans San Francisco. It is the San Francisco treat. Get you some rice and roti, Scott. You'll feel better.
So are you going to show up at EWF this Saturday night when they come trouncing into Forest City to make waves?
You know, Scott, I am coming, and not because I think it's right, not because I get into politics. I don't care about politics and belts and all that stuff. I'm coming for the same reason that Brady Marsh is coming. I'm coming for the same reason that all the other wrestlers are coming. I'm down for my promotion. And I don't care who you are, and I don't care where you are. The Unbookables did an unthinkable. And when an Unbookable does an unthinkable, it's unbearable. Okay? So unbearable, I'm taking all my kisses back from Chase. I'm taking all my kisses back from all those big brutish boys. But I'm coming because I am down for USA main event. And what you did to this promotion was wrong. And you're part of that, Scotty. Scotty, if you weren't so good looking, I'd be mad at you too, but I can't be.
So are we all off your Valentine's Day list now? Is that the way that works?
Scotty, you will never be off my Valentine's Day list. Just look in the mirror every morning, give a little kiss to luscious Liddy lips, and when you do that, just know that I'll be there for you. Kiss to Scotty.
Well, there you have it, Mr. Luscious Lenny Lips.
Thank you so much, Scotty. It was such a pleasure to be here. Anytime that Luscious Lenny Lips can be of service to you or of service for you, you just give me a call. You give me a ringy dingy. Remember, it's 1-800-LIPP, 2 P's, S, lips.
And that.
My shoe came untied, Scotty. Just a second.
I can't take it no more.
There you go. That's so much better. Thank you, Scotty. I just can't seem to talk if my shoe's untied.
After all that, the only thing I can finish this show up with is, and that's the hashtag truth.
Oh,
I lost all my stuff. All my stuff fell off my computer desk. I'm laughing so hard. You guys.
Bye. I miss you, Scotty. Scotty,
I will see you later, Luscious Lenny, and I can't wait to see what happens with you and the Unbookables and everybody else at USA Main Event. Again, breaking news: the North Carolina Championship is now part of the Unbookables stable. It is an Unbookables belt, and they plan on keeping it. And USA Main Event looks like they're going to try to come and get what's theirs back. Can't wait. This Saturday, don't forget, is the Haliatsko Memorial Cup. You'll see all this and much more. 8-man elimination tournament. You don't want to miss that. As a matter of fact, for next year's Haliatsko Memorial Cup, I want to see Luscious Lenny Lips in there, man. I would love to see him as part of that 8-man elimination tournament. What would you say to that?
It would be amazing.
All right, guys. We will see you Sunday. Have a great day.
Kiss for Scotty.